had an eventful night on Saturday.
Yeah.
Before we get to your fight, we just want to give us your thoughts on the situation that you had out there, man. You were just enjoying the fight, and something happened, some kind of brawl or something.
Man, per usual, I'm just out with my wife, just me and my wife, trying to enjoy the fights. And, I feel like I'm in a weird position now where it's like I'm a big name, but I've also lost 2 fights against generational talents like Canelo and Benavidez. And so I think people want to fight me in hopes that if they beat me that, they can get in some type of position. But there's a certain way to go about it and a certain way not to. And, him coming up, pressing me, getting all up my face, a guy gets in between us to kind of like try to diffuse the situation. And he's like pressing through him, trying to get to me. And, eventually I'm like, yo, back up. Because, can't let a man just keep walking me down in a, aggressive manner. And then he starts acting crazy, trying to run to me. Y'all seen the video. And,
the Cholos held you
down.
down.
The homies wasn't with that, so.
Yeah.
Happened.
Are you tired of that, man?
How
You just
old
want
is
to.
that?
Yeah, it's so old. Because I'm not just a fighter, a boxer, but I'm a boxing fan. I'm a fan of people like Errol Spence. I'm a fan of people like Terrence Crawford. I'm a fan of Usyk and all these other, great fighters. I'm a fan of them. I know how hard it is to get to that level and what it takes to get to that level. And again, it's not like I'm just out with my homies. It's just me and my wife. And so I wish that people would just go about it the right way. If you want to fight, win fights, put yourself in position, and get put in the rankings. Until then, if you want to come up and be competitive and talk shit, I'm all for that too. I'm the same guy. We can do all that. But once you start pressing me and really trying to be aggressive like you want to fight, well, a man's got a right to defend himself, and I guarantee you that I will.
This fight on September 14th, do you think that's the kind of fight that can put you back in the mix to get possibly a Canelo rematch that Benavidez or anything of that nature?
Right now, I'm just focused on the fight in front of me. Trevor, he's 28-0, 21 knockouts. This is his moment. This is his chance, and so I need to put all my effort and my energy into that. With that being said, I feel like, especially now with us getting moved to the Canelo card, it could spark those conversations for a rematch. And as you all know, I'm not just in it to get a payday. I'm not just here to come and quit, get my check, and bounce. Like, I'm coming to fight. That's what I love to do. I love to fight. And so, it'd be good to get that opportunity. But right now, that's not the focus. I need to focus on what's in front of me.
Being in the main event's always cool, but now being switched up to the Canelo card, obviously, are you happier with that?
Yeah, I mean, being a main event on the first Amazon or Prime Video that wasn't a pay-per-view would have been an honor, obviously, but it don't matter where they put me. They can put me in the parking lot, we can box. It don't matter to me. So I'm just, but I'm excited to be part of a big event. And I'm going to say, when I get up there, I've been away for a minute, but I promise you guys I've been using my time wisely. And come the 14th, you guys will see the best game playing yet.
Canelo Berlanga, the main event, what do you think about it?
I think, Canelo will probably go out there and do his thing. Yeah.
What did you think about Terrence Crawford and Montreal?
It was a little lackluster in comparison to what I thought it was going to be, or maybe what a lot of us thought it was going to be. But I thought Terrence won. I thought it was a close fight, but with him pulling out the rounds in the latter half of the fight, and especially the 11th, 12th round, I thought he for sure, without a doubt, secured the victory. And that guy's got a tough style. In today's boxing, it's like a popularity contest. If you don't have the most followers or something like that, people think you're a bum, and that's just not the case. So even with that guy not being like a superstar, he's got over 300 wins in the amateurs. That guy's a killer. He's a monster. And so I was happy for Terrence to be able to move up to a new weight class and secure another big fight like that. And, I'm happy for everything he's got going. I'm in full support of him.
Also got Lara and Garcia on the card, Danny Garcia on the card. What do you think about that fight?
I think that's a great matchup. But Danny's my guy. I got a lot of fam in Philly. And but Lara's my guy too, and I've been knowing, so I'm just excited, get in there, let the bell ring, roll the dice, and see where the chips fall. So I'm happy for both those guys, even at this stage in the career, still getting big fights. I'm happy for them.
How is the relationship between you and Canelo? You guys had an interesting press conference here in Beverly Hills, and then you seem to have finished in good terms after the fight.
Yeah. At the press conference, people get competitive, they talk, but when he pushed me real hard, you know, obviously that pissed me off. I'm a fighter, so I'm sure even a lot of you with the cameras, if somebody come up and shove you that hard, you're gonna come back at them, you know. And so, but we settled it. We settled it. You know, even after the fight in the ring, he apologized, and you know, we shook hands and we did it like real men. That's what it's about. So, you know, there's still a competitive tension between us, I'm sure. At least on my part, there is. But at the same time, you know, he respects me and I respect him. And as long as we can, you know, keep our hands to ourselves or in our pockets, I'll do the same.
Caleb, with the talks you've had with PBC, is Jermall Charlo next for you?
I don't know. Not right now. Nothing's next for me right now. Right now, what's next for me is September 14th against Trevor McCumbee, and that's where my focus lies. And nothing happens without getting my hand raised in that fight. And so I'm not really focused on future fights or what's next for me. You know, it's a good question, but as of now, you know, I don't know.
How would you assess the current state of 168 for yourself specifically, considering you already fought the two top guys?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in a great spot, and on top of that, I feel like the super middleweight division is hot. A lot of names being floated around, and you know, it's a prime time to be a super middleweight. So,
you say you're a fan of boxing. How would you like to be part of the Riazis? They had the first international tournament, event here in LA. How would you like to be part of a Riazis in the future?
Yeah, they put on a great event. Turkey did a great job. Me and my wife had a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of y'all can guess that I'm a big Eminem fan, especially as a kid, you know, coming from the trailer and just everything, you know, with my life. I'm like, man, this dude knows exactly what I'm going through. So he's been a big inspiration for me and let me know when I was a kid, like, man, if he can be a part of rap and be that good and be who he is, then I can be who I am and I can be big in boxing, you know. So, but I'm with PBC, you know, I'm with Al, I'm with Luis, and right now we're handling business and making great things happen right here.
What's your favorite style than Eminem? What's your favorite style?
I like his older stuff, you know, but there's too many to choose from. So.
Anyway, he might walk you out one of these days.
What would it take for him to walk you out?
What
would it take for him to walk you out?
Probably a big bag of money. But yeah, hats off to Marshall. You know, I've been happy to see him be a part of the boxing culture and the people bringing him in and him walking out Terrence has been cool. I even told Terrence, I was like, man, I promise I'll never ask you for anything again. But when he fought Bud, like the day before, I hit him up. I was like, man, just let Eminem know, like, I'm a big fan, blah, blah. And I'm not the type of guy to do that, but I'm like, yo, this is my chance. And he's like, yo, I talked to Eminem. He said he knows who you are and he's a big fan of you. I'm like, okay.
Hey, you got a chance to meet him on Saturday?
No, not yet. At the fight, I was like, from me to you, outside his dresser, the locker room, but, you know, it wasn't my time. It was Terrence's time, and he went in there. You know, it wasn't my moment. That was their moment, so I let them have that.
Caleb, how do you size up Trevor McCumbee? What have you seen from him when you watched this